Oh, hello there.
P and Allie here, and it is Thursday night wings. Hello,
It's
everybody.
wing night, baby.
It's wing night, baby.
And I've got the bucket hat on. You tell me you like the bucket hat.
Right off the bat with the bucket hat.
The bucket hat. The bucket hat's the best.
Okay, so if you have seen our Instagram this week, you're so proud of Bucket Hat. Bucket Hat is a whole thing. Hey, Seth, how are you? So this one, the bucket hat this is like vintage us.
Oh, this is like, I have a picture from what? Probably
Mary's here. Both Marys. Yeah. Hello, Mary. Hello, our Mary. Our Mary knows all about the bucket hat.
Nice. Spring break 99, I think, when we went to Disney.
This was like before we were engaged.
Yeah.
We literally we decided to get married we drove down to Florida. Hey, Lauren, how are you? We drove down to Florida, and then in the drive back, we were actually, we knew we were going to get married, but we decided to get married like the next year because we wanted to get married at our college. And so,
on my desk,
we got the hat.
On my desk, I have the picture of us in front of the castle.
Yes.
And the bucket hat is on. So
23 years ago.
The kids asked how old today. Because today was
DC, hey!
Today was Spirit Day, and it was Tacky Tourist. And so we were like, this is like,
exactly.
Everyone even in the building was like, oh, this is like right up your alley, isn't it? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I told my kids, I said, it wasn't even a Tacky Tourist Day. It was a what do you wear to the parks kind of day.
Like, this isn't like my pin lanyard. This is the lanyard I normally wear to school. This is my ID, and this is the normal lanyard I wear with all my pins. So like the one person was like, "Oh, like the pins." Like, I always wear them. It's nothing new.
Right? It's just clinking down the hallway.
I've worn this shirt in the parks. I've worn this shirt in the parks.
You wore this shirt when we went to Fancy Schmancy.
Oh yeah, this was
what Fancy Schmancy? Jico. We went to Jico. I wore this during the days of like free dining. We went to Jico.
You can button it up and be fancy, right?
So when you're fancy people.
But anyway, this is the bucket hat. Yeah. It's like 23 years old. It's awesome.
And he tries to wear it like all the time. One of his shining moments. Hello, Amanda. How are you? Welcome. One of his shining moments was when one of the, thank you, Aiden. Aiden says stream looks good. That's what that bell was. One of the shining moments was over the summer in Mamma Mia, since we had it was set in Greece, and so each of the ensemble members had their own like part, and one of the ensemble members, they were a tourist, and so they got to borrow bucket hat, and
I pointed out to the kids,
they were so happy.
It is which way? This way. It is signed by Tigger himself. So this is a valuable hat.
We were talking about before the stream. Yes, Amanda, welcome to it. You are here on an important night because we have bucket hat. My goodness.
The bucket hat. This might have to not be the only time it shows up on Too Tiny Wings. Yes.
People, I ask you. My goodness.
What was funny was because the other day, was it yesterday? Was Wild West Day?
It was yesterday.
And I told the kids, there are 2 articles of clothing in my wardrobe that she cannot stand. One is bucket hat, and the other one is my cowboy hat. So today was bucket hat. Yesterday was cowboy hat. It was awesome. It was a good week. Good week.
DC, you're right. I don't know. I will say, I don't know how bucket hat's going to work its way onto a newsie.
Yeah.
But
yes.
Maybe what we do is we have a tradition of sometimes things going like a little bit wonky on our Sunday matinee show, because that's always the last show. And so maybe one of our newsies will be wearing bucket hat.
Bucket hat is on its way.
Maybe we'll put it on spot.
That's right. Yes.
I gotta put that in the book, and you got to. Oh my gosh, you have to.
Yes, thank you, Lauren.
Yeah. Lauren.
See, I told you that the people would be on Team Bucket Hat.
Next week Next week you'll wear a cowboy hat, and we'll see. We'll see whether or not it's a cowboy hat crowd or a bucket hat crowd.
That was the other thing, because my outfit yesterday.
Oh, wait till you guys see our outfits for tomorrow.
It was blue checkered shirt and jeans and my cowboy hat.
I just wore my standard theater director. I had a plain black dress and my black Converse.
But the one kid was like, "Mr. Clark, you look like Woody. I was like, yeah, I do.
You should have said, well, thank you, partner.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Come on.
It was so.
Come on. What kind of a party are you playing here?
Nothing makes
Hi, Anna. How are you?
Nothing makes ninth graders more awkward and uncomfortable than every single one that you greet at the door going, howdy, howdy.
I didn't know
howdy.
that.
Oh, yeah.
We're at opposite ends of the building.
Howdy. Howdy. It was awesome.
Now, I will say that tomorrow is, our colors are maroon and gold. And so the 11th and 12th graders are supposed to wear gold, and the 9th and 10th graders are supposed to wear maroon. Are you wearing maroon tomorrow? Are you going to wear one of your tracksuits?
I'll wear, because our warm-ups are maroon. So
there you go. Yeah. I am going to be wearing a full-on bright, like goldenrod sweatsuit that he has from the middle school track. And so that's going to be a sight to behold. So
they're nicknamed the
best.
banana suits because you look like a banana when you're wearing it. It's awesome.
You do. So get ready. If you're not following us on Instagram to have seen the gloriousness that was our Spirit Week, definitely let us know. Let's see, what else has been going on this week?
I'm trying to think that
there's been a lot of Disney news. So we're going to get into DC. Feel free to participate vicariously in any of our Disney. I mean, again, everybody, tomorrow's Maroon and Gold Day. There you go. So pick your maroon or gold. You had your auditions for your show. Oh, yeah. Well, I've started theatering again. The best part, we're doing this show all about Girl Scouts, and it's a take on Glengarry Glen Ross. So it's these Girl Scouts, and the idea is whoever sells the least amount of Girl Scout cookies gets banished from the troop. And so the one girl gets like drunk with power, and it's a whole thing. I am now in need of Girl Scout cookies as props, which is a wonderful problem to have. And luckily, I just found out one of our friends' daughters is selling Girl Scout cookies. So we're going to have about 40 boxes for the show. And then I'm also going to potentially use them in concessions. We have to eat them. I mean, my goodness. So theater is once again in our lives, and that is awesome and wonderful and glorious. Let's, however, get into the Disney news. There has been, can we talk about all of a sudden, like literally in the past 24 hours, you can tell it's been nuts. They went and basically said, all right, here's the 50th, boom. And it's like boom, 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 all of these different pieces. Yeah, right. We have been, as you are getting out your list, I will say, a long list. We have been we've been tempted by California more and more. I would say probably over the past like month. Especially because a lot of you guys are like more California people, so like you're tempting us to go out and check out. Yeah, but now you know Chapek is trying his best to woo us back to sunny Florida. So, all right, what do you got on your list first? Are we gonna save the big one? We'll save the big one for last. Oh, okay, sure. All right. I'll start at the bottom. I just watched this right before we went on. Is that? This isn't the big one? No. The Encanto. Ooh. No, Mary. I will say that I don't need props because one of our friends' daughters is actually selling like real Girl Scout cookies. So, I know, Lauren, we will. I promise. Promise. We've decided in August it's either, we'll see. But yes. We can't not, my goodness. The two media releases. Yes. Encanto, and there's the final trailer came out, and they just released it today, and I got to watch it like right beforehand. I'm excited. It looks really cool. It looks interesting. So in the trailer, they gave a little bit more on what the story is. Susan, hi. Remind me that Susan has just brought incredibly important information to our last video. Susan. Okay. So. The story, it sounds like the story behind Encanto is that there's this house in Colombia that has magic, and it's the centerpiece of this family. Do you know what Encanto means? Magic? I think it either means, I think Cantor is saying, I think it means enchanted? Yeah? Enchanted, maybe? But magic? Anyway, this house is like the centerpiece of this family, and because it's magic, it has given a magical gift to every member of the family, except for the main character. And so why doesn't she have the gift? And then you see in the trailer that the house starts to lose its magic. And so that's the whole
the whole premise
Got
of the
it.
show.
Hello, Tammy. How are you?
And the big thing is that this is Lin-Manuel Miranda's latest music and songwriting project.
Even bigger news than that, non-Disney news, he started working on his next musical. Mary told us that
yes.
Right, Mary? I think it was you, that he started working on his next musical. So I am excited. Yeah, Encanto, Susan, you're right. It looks really cute. And DC, I also agree with you that I'm intrigued. I think that the animation looks beautiful. I think that the music, it's a snappy little kind of music. I'm anxious to find out more.
Other media release.
Yes.
Media release. Go to the list.
Mary, you're exactly right. It looks like, yep, Raya and Moana put together. Exactly right.
Book of Boba Fett.
I was going to tell you that. Yes, I didn't know if you saw that.
December 29th. Yeah. Yes. Mary was very excited because she'll be home.
Yes, so we can binge it. Are they going to release it all at once, or are they going to release it weekly?
I don't know if they announced whether or not they're going to. I think they're going to announce it week by week. I think they kind of said a little while back that most of the Star Wars stuff they were going to release week by week.
Okay. Are you excited for the Book of Boba Fett?
Very, very much so. Because a lot of people are saying that it's going to be kind of like a Mandalorian 2.5. Yeah. So it's same world, same.
So I wonder if we're gonna find out about Grogu and Luke.
I would not be surprised if there's definitely, even if it's not directly related to it, there's some kind of tertiary.
So they're at least going to be like maybe they'll say it like in passing. Oh, I saw them getting ice cream the other day.
And I thought I read something somewhere a while ago. I'm just talking. that their goal with the Star Wars stuff on Disney Plus is to create it sort of like Marvel, where it's an
episodic
and it's an interweaved universe where it's all of these different stories happening in the same universe. Yeah. And there's some crossover at times, so it's like Doctor Strange is in Spider-Man, but it's a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Okay. That's the kind of stuff that makes my brain explode. But okay. Yeah, Mary, December 29th. I will also say, again, unrelated to Disney, that we have a tradition of going to see a movie on Christmas Day. We all go in our jammies and go on Christmas Day. Get ready, because this year, December 25th, Macbeth. Nothing says happy holidays, but I'm so excited. It's by one of yes, it's in black and white. It's by one of the Coen brothers. Denzel Washington. Okay. Denzel Washington is Macbeth. Frances McDormand is Lady Macbeth.
I don't know who Frances.
Oh, Fargo. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There you go, Pete and Allie talk. So I am Christmas is for Macbeth. Nothing says the holiday like a little regicide. So yeah,
our damn spot. Yeah, great. Okay.
Yes, good. Mary is here for both. Marys are here for Macbeth. I like Macbeth. When I taught Macbeth to actually our Mary, I had each of the kids do some sort of project. They each took an act, and Mary got the witches when they gave the predictions, and so she made cupcakes, one cupcake for each of the premonitions. It was really cool. Okay, back to your Disney.
50s retro merch.
Listen, pause for a moment.
Or not 50s.
If 50s. Die Hard can be one of the Christmas movies, then I submit that
you
Macbeth maybe whatchamacallit would, Dunsinane.
I've never
Burnham Wood. Maybe Burnham Wood. I've never seen Die Hard. I saw Die Hard 4, which didn't make a whole lot of sense.
I've never seen Die Hard.
I've never seen Die Hard either.
So, and I don't know if it would age. Does it age well? Probably.
Does Bruce Willis age? I don't know.
Let's say you guys.
My goodness, maybe.
I've never seen any of the Die Hard movies.
No, I think it was Die Hard 4. There was an extended chase scene in New York. I don't know if that rules any of the Die Hard movies out, but that's what I remember. It was oh gosh, it was before you. Go ahead.
50th anniversary retro merch. So, like where the movie theater is on Main Street?
Yes.
They opened up it's basically like a pop-up shop, and it looks to me like from what I could kind of see in a couple of the articles.
Okay. Susan's with me.
They released a bunch of the retro styled merch with the old logo. So looks like it's
the puffy writing that you like?
Yeah, the stuff that looks like original 70s and 80s. And then it's also like displays, so it looks like there's actual displays of like old merch, like old shirts and old like logo stuff on there. Like they call it like the vault. And so I don't know. I any of you guys that have been there or are down there.
So
or
did they just like put it on mannequins like a normal display?
No. It looked to me like from the pictures I could see that some of it was like.
What, they like recreated it?
That's what I can't tell. That's what I can't tell if it was like original pieces or if they recreated some of it. But then it's like a merch store, so some of the stuff is like you can actually
for sale.
Yeah, like you can buy like T-shirts and stuff that are styled to look like that.
Well, what I'll say is they are here with the 50th anniversary merch. I mean, they just keep dropping stuff.
Here's my question.
Did you get me something? No.
Here's my question for you.
No,
because I had a question around this that I was formulating in my head.
Good.
Do you have a specific like Disney piece of merch or item from like when you went as a little kid that you like remember, that you just think I've got two?
I cannot believe after hour. I cannot believe. Okay, mine is a bucket hat.
Yes, but see,
I think we still have it somewhere around here.
I know
too.
what you're talking about now. Yeah.
So
it actually probably might be kind of valuable because I know.
I know. So this was from when I was in second grade. So this was like 1985, 6, 7. Yeah, fourth grade. So it was maybe second grade. No, because it was the first time I went on Space Mountain and I was so scared. I squeezed my eyes tight and I kept saying my second grade teacher's name because I was so scared. Okay. It was a white bucket hat, and I had my name stitched on it, as you used to be able to do. You probably still can somewhere, and it was separated into 4 quadrants because there were only 4 lands in the Magic Kingdom, and each quadrant had a different land. So I remember it was like Mickey in a spacesuit with Tomorrowland on it.
You gotta find that. I've seen it somewhere. It's in this house.
It has to be. So that's what I remember as my piece of Disney merch.
Mine are 2. The one item I really wish I still had.
Oh, do you see a picture?
Yes.
That we will look for. Look. Oh, the things we do for you people.
Yeah. Here's the first item I wish I still had. It was had to be one from the first years that Epcot was open, and it had the original like Epcot like 5 circle-y like logo thing.
He loves vintage,
but it
Epcot
was all rainbowy, and it was like rainbowed across, and then it was like the old baseball jersey style that had like it was red white with like red sleeves.
Yep, you still love those.
Every
time we see
I totally wish I still had that shirt somewhere. Like I would be wearing it like every day, and like
Karen, hi, how are you? Welcome.
That's the first thing that I really wish I wish I had it because I would still wear it. Or I probably wouldn't fit into it, but
you would. Oh, that would be delightful.
But I really wish I still had that. The other thing that I really remember was my parents had bought these placemats. There were these 2. They bought one for me and one for my brother. And I remember I loved using them. Like I'd look forward to dinner because we'd get the placemats out, and on the placemat was a map of the Magic Kingdom.
Oh, that's cool. I remember things like that.
And it was like plastic. It was like a map, but it was like plastic coated.
Yeah,
and
like that foldy.
Yeah, and I remember like eating dinner and like wanting to move the plate out and just like being in the map and like pretending. It takes me right back to it.
The other thing, Jessie, hi, how are you? Jessie, by the way, if you all have not seen Jessie, go to Jessie's Unboxing Studio, look at her latest unboxing from Pixie Dust Apothecary. In a power outage, Jessie, endurance, a champion. So you are an honorary alchemist for this week. Well done. The other thing I remember is when I was in 5th grade. This was the space camp trip. We've talked about space camp. We talked about space camp with Ginger, I think.
I think so.
Space camp trip. Went to Disney World. I had a yellow autograph book. It was yellow with black lines on it. And we only got like 4 or 5 little characters. I lost it. And so I wrote to Disney World. Maybe this was the 2nd grade trip too. Anyway, I wrote to Disney World, and in my little kid writing, I said, oh, here's money for another autograph book. And can you please have as many characters sign it as possible? They sent back. Not only did they send me my money back, but that book was filled with characters signing it personalized notes.
Oh,
It
that's
was
cool.
the coolest in my brain still to this day. It was one of the coolest Disneyest gestures I have ever seen. So that was really cool. So let's see. DC says, my first Disney merch I remember was my 101 Dalmatians bedding with stuffed Dalmatians and a rolly pillow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, picking it out at the Disney store. I remember going to the Disney store and it was like...
Oh yeah, it was like.
Do you remember that?
Like the first time they opened the Disney, like they start opening Disney stores, and it was like, whoa, you can get like Disney stuff like in my town.
And didn't they used to have, if you were like a little kid, they had like a tree slide that you could go in or something.
There was something.
Am I thinking about a different?
And I think we talked about before.
Store?
And the
Chuck E. Cheese, maybe.
What was it? The Disney dollars.
Oh,
I think we talked about that on another live, but they had Disney dollars. But
yes,
I remember you could use
Disney
them
dollars.
at the parks, or you could use them at the Disney store. I had Disney dollars.
I know. Let's see, Lauren. My favorite was a plastic Mickey my dad got me, and I carried around with me at all times. I also remember having one of those Mickeys where it's standing up straight, and you would push the little button on the plastic thing, and it would like flop down. Do you guys remember that? Yeah, I remember we had a Mickey of that, and I thought it was really, really cool.
1973.
See, Lauren, you're not that far in front of us.
Yeah, no.
Despite our youthful glow, we... All right, well, let's talk about the big one. Go ahead. We're ready. Get ready for some controversy here, people. Get your tea ready.
Harmonious.
Yes.
We watched the Disney Parks feed.
Connie, hi, how are you?
Connie,
you got some great pins today.
Oh, yes. We watched that. Very cool pins.
We just started talking about Harmonious. Okay, good. So it's not some weird Chuck E. Cheese thing, Lauren. Anyway,
we watched the Disney Parks feed of it last night.
We did.
And before the show tonight, we watched the Diz had a different feed, a different video feed of it.
Yes. It was a better feed. Makes me a little bit worried for the Enchanted feed tonight, but I'm still nevertheless very excited.
I'll go first.
Go ahead. Mary. Pause. Mary Clark remembers her little 101 Dalmatian. She left it somewhere. Yes, when Mary...
1900 Park Fair.
Yep, she left it at 1900 Park Fair. No, that was Aiden's.
Was that Aiden's?
And we went back the next day and they had it. But Mary was the kind of child where she left something somewhere, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. Anyway, okay, Harmonious.
So
here we go.
I'm coming from the place that, and I say this with 100% honesty, I think Happily Ever After is the greatest single show that Disney Parks has ever put on.
I agree.
Because it combines all of the visuals, the music, the fireworks, the projection, the technology, everything into a cohesive story that literally I could watch it every single night and have emotional responses every single night. Like there's a bunch of parts where I could watch it and be like when Mufasa comes out and says remember and the music hits and I like.
See, I don't know that,
but
every time
there's a bunch of
every time
Hunchback when you get to the Love is an Open Door part.
Yes.
And
at last I see the light. So we really love Happily Ever After.
And one of my favorite all-time memories at Disney World is us sitting front row, and when they reach up, they have the courage to fly, and we looked up. And she's literally above our head.
She is Tinkerbell.
And that's not the part. The part is we looked up.
Mary, me too.
She pops out, and we could be from behind us, hear the crowd go, oh, and start to cheer behind us, and seeing her and having her fly over our heads. I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
Yes.
So
that's our high water mark.
They're technologically Harmonious, and watching it, especially watching it the second time, was there's some really cool technical things going on.
Yeah.
For
those of you who haven't seen it, it looks like Fantasmic if they took the water effect from Fantasmic and put it on top of another fountain.
Yeah.
There's a lot
dynamic.
Of that kind of
very
water.
Dynamic.
It's like the projection quality of Happily Ever After with the water effect from Fantasmic.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way I could. But But there's a but for us.
Here's the thing.
There were a couple of moments, and we'll talk about those moments.
For me, in general, there wasn't a single time where I couldn't point to a single moment where I'm like, that was really tied an emotional moment. I've heard other people kind of put it this way, and it was like, I didn't feel like there was a really good story being told, and I think there's a really good story that could be told what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But I watched it with like,
that's because of Luna. Let me fix us. There we go. Keep talking.
And I watched it and I was like, there's some really interesting and good technical parts of it, but there was nothing where I was like, not any of the moments like that I have watching Happily Ever After where I'm like taken aback by
the one moment where two. The one was there's a transition point from Beauty and the Beast to Out There from Hunchback.
Okay.
That was a really good moment.
Okay.
The other really good moment is at the end. They picked two songs they picked three. There's Hunchback parts in the beginning as well. And at the end, they start playing Someday, which is very much featured in the Hunchback musical, but not so much in the Hunchback cartoon. And so that, I mean, again, I'm a sucker for anything Hunchback. Here's where I think I know, I'm sorry, Lauren. I know, I'm sorry. But here's where I think it didn't hit the right. There were a couple of notes that it didn't hit for me. Number one, the sing-along factor. They changed the notes, they changed the keys for like the majority of the songs. And so that I cannot I have a problem with that.
I take that back.
David, the David, Someday part was
Someday, and that would be probably the one moment where it was like,
we love you too, Lauren.
I could see it. I could see like what they were trying to do.
Yes.
Just for me, it was like it was just missing the mark. I felt like it was just missing for me personally.
I will also say another good moment that I liked was the party moment for Almost There. I thought the very, very end where they see, I'm getting goosebumps. That was a moment where I liked, where I think I thought that the language thing was neat. What Mary said, here's because we had the benefit of Mary watching it this afternoon, and Mary was like live texting us her reactions. And so I was dying. And so she said, one of like her reactions is, I like Beauty and the Beast to Hunchback transition. And then she said, I hate the guy singing Out There. What is this garbage? Ew, stop, no. And that I agree with, because the Out There, they seem to have a lot of singers who strained just enough to hit those big notes. They also, I think, had a lot of big notes. And so I think that they were trying for that emotional like ebb and flow that goes into a show. They were trying the crescendo on like literally every song. And so for me, it felt like you were just bombarded with like all this stuff.
And again, maybe, I guess,
he was very sliding. Yes,
I guess
something that drives me nuts.
And maybe it's me setting my expectations too high because, like I said, I'm comparing it to something that I like so much, which is Happily Ever After. It was the kind of thing where what I really like about Happily Ever After.
Lauren and I died. And it was all caps. Ew, no. And then we have like 17 other text messages, like all caps for Mario. It was the best.
What I really like about Happily Ever After is that it goes through, and I saw someone break it down one time. There's these chunks where it talks about like love and family and the villains, and it goes through these ebbs and flows where it's very busy, very high, very soaring, and then kind of very quiet, and it kind of goes and has these ups and downs. I didn't feel like it took me on that same kind of up and down.
Right.
It was there. And
it was almost there. It was almost like the different languages was beautiful.
Yeah,
that was beautiful and such a good idea. But then they do like the weird puppety things. It was just weird. It was alternatively really creative. But then I think that putting it on the Big Hero 6 technological structure was weird. I just think it was weird. And it was like, it was, what's the word I'm looking for? It was enough of a clash. Discordant. There you go. It was discord. Lisa, hi, how are you? We're talking about Harmonious. We watched it last night, and Pete and I watched another
Here's what I'll put it with, is that I want to see it live. Because one of the things that I fear is that the video doesn't quite do it justice.
Because here's what we'll say, having been at the park, the barges are huge. So what might seem completely chaotic if you're watching all of it, from like putting my theater hat, might, when you shrink it down to just what you can see at any given time, it might even it out a little bit, as opposed to being like assaultive. Yeah.
Lauren, you said you liked it better than Illuminations and then said weird?
Yeah, I don't like Illuminations at all.
I liked the music portion. There's parts of the music portion of Epcot Forever that I actually liked better than Harmonious.
No. Vintage Ep guy over here.
That's me.
He likes the food thing. So stop it with the Epcot Forever.
But I don't know.
I think I will be interested.
I want to see.
I want to see what they do tonight. That's
Enchantment.
Yeah, Enchantment. And so, Lauren, we're going to have to leave at like 10:15 for Enchantment. I want to see what they do, because if that hits the happily ever after notes, then great, terrific, wonderful. We've sacrificed what we absolutely love is an improvement. The finale,
and I agree with you,
Matt Davis, thank you.
I agree with you in that it, and I've heard other people kind of say some similar stuff as far as Illuminations was great because it took a step back from the IP and celebrated a lot more the focus on the nations.
Yeah, and Mary said they could have done that. Mary's idea was like put a spotlight, just like they used to do with Illuminations, like put a spotlight on each country as you have like the song from the movie that deals with that country. And then they also did a really cool thing at the beginning with a mashup that would have been cool if they had carried through like how all these songs actually fit together musically. Like I thought it was going to be a lot more of that kind of thing, as opposed to just, okay, we'll just transpose the music and now look what high notes we can hit every single time. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, we'll keep watching it and Enchantment. Yeah. I have high hopes. I have high hopes for Enchantment. So, speaking of Enchantment, do you have any other Disney news, Pete?
Oh, I have like tons.
Oh, all right. Let me see. The man, Bucket Hat, bringing the Disney news.
Oh, the only other couple of things were they announced.
I do call him Bucket Hat, by the way. So
they announced.
And Lauren, DC, I can totally see. I mean, I come at it. There are people who would never like Happily Ever After because they loved Wishes. I come at Illumination saying, okay, I love Happily Ever After and the emotional journey it takes us on. What do you have for me? And they had a lot of lights and a lot of water. Yeah. And so I just don't know how I feel about it yet.
Okay. Guardians opening next year.
Oh, Disney is wooing us back. This is why people, okay. So you can see my angst. Our annual, we're not going to do it. Annual passes expire in November. That's it. Chapek, you've priced us out. Space 220 looks so cool.
Very cool.
And the Ratatouille ride looks all right. I mean, it looks all right. It looks like Mickey and Mickey Runaway Railway goes in a kitchen. So, great, terrific. Space 220 looks amazing, and the Guardians ride next year.
You want to hear something cool that they just announced?
I don't know if I do.
Is that the ride is called Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind?
Yeah.
But the entire pavilion is going to be called the Wonders of Xandar. The Wonders of Xandar Pavilion. And it's an Otherworld Showcase Pavilion. Yeah, it's the first Otherworld Showcase Pavilion. Yeah, and so it's going to be the Wonders of Xandar. So I'm wondering, like, that front building, when you go in, that it's not just going to be a line. It's going to be like
Lauren, I agree.
Like
from
a
what
World
I've
Showcase
seen,
Pavilion, but Xandar.
Wait until Runaway Railway comes to you in California. It's really, really, really cool. It's so cool. I like it A lot. The other thing we haven't talked about, the lights on the Epcot ball. The lights on the Epcot. I loved the lights on the Epcot ball. Yeah. I theorized to Matt Davis that the lights on the Epcot ball were what I thought like Harmonious should have been. I think the lights were so cool. Despite the really, if you watch the original feed of Harmonious, there was a very, very ominous like message in between Harmonious and when they lit up the Epcot ball. It was so weird. Like everything was dark and then there was this voice like, carry this with you forever. It's like, calm down, Epcot. Anyway, I love the Epcot ball. Davis's, we're going to hide in your suitcases, so be ready.
Not that any of us can afford it without taking out a mortgage, but apparently you can, on October 28th, you can start making reservations if you're a DVC or a pass holder for the Star Cruiser.
No, our baby's got to go to college.
And that's, I guess the first cruise will be March 1st.
I think it's going to be, I mean, Space 220 looks amazing. And if they're using that same kind of technology, and also if they're putting into place the things that they were going to do for Galaxy's Edge, where like you're really role playing. And great, terrific, wonderful. We can't afford it.
That kind of plays into the last bit, which was the Magic Band Plus.
That's the other thing that flippin' wooed me back. I am a sucker. Who else, when you used to go to the zoo, when you were little, the Philadelphia Zoo, because we used to go on school trips because I grew up in New Jersey, they had the zoo key. I was such a sucker for the zoo key. You don't know what, they didn't have that at the Pittsburgh Zoo?
I don't remember, no.
It was this key thing, and every little animal had a zoo key. So you would put the zoo key in, and you would turn it, and they would like tell you the sloth moves 4 miles an hour. Like that kind of thing.
That's what I think that...
I know, DC.
Like
kids want to go to college.
The Magic Band Plus looks... it was very vague.
It looks like what they tried to do with that... Mary just saw what David said. DC, you had mortally hurt our Mary. But it looks like what they tried to do. They tried to do the same thing with one of the old Mickey dolls. Remember they had that Mickey? It was like Pal Mickey or something.
Mickey Pal or something from like
and
years
so now
ago.
We're all going to buy Mickey Pals and we're going to put them on our wrists and I'm going to look like I have 2 stinking Apple Watches on.
And so it looked like it was...
I'm going to be Wonder Woman. I'm going to be the Wonder Woman of Disney World.
They said it will be interactive. It'll light up with the like enchantment show. You'll actually be able to interact with the 50th anniversary statues.
Stop!
Yeah, there'll be interactivity with the 50th anniversary statues.
Mary, get ready.
And then the only other thing was the only other thing they specifically mentioned
so cool.
was
those stupid statues.
Was Galaxy's Edge, that you'll be it'll have interactivity to like with
beyond
the bounty
beyond the data pad.
It sounded like
data pad.
It sounded
I am
like
not a fan.
It's gonna be the same. Like that's what you're gonna have when you go on the Star Cruiser. That it's gonna like you can be a bounty hunter,
blah, blah, blah. So that's not gonna be a problem.
But it's the same. It'll be the same technology.
All right. Well. That's it. Group trip. We're all going to go to Disney World. We're all going to have our little bands. Oh, it'll be magical. So we'll start planning. Mary, exactly. It's going to be like it's Disney's finally their answer to the Harry Potter wands. Maybe we'll do that finally. You know, we're just all let's all plan. Maybe we'll go to Universal finally. Now, before we move on to our latest candles, Susan. Okay. Susan said on our last video, if you didn't see it, we opened up our latest Main Street Treat Co. box.
That's caramel.
And we got some amazing apples, which
caramel apples.
I had a caramel apple bit for breakfast yesterday, and there's nothing wrong with that. So let me just tell you all that. Susan Googled it. And she said, she Googled caramel versus caramel. And what she said, generally, caramel is defined as a chewy light brown candy made from butter, sugar, milk, or cream. Caramel is the correct spelling if you're talking about food or colors. Caramel is a misspelling when used in those contexts, but is a word that can be used as a name for people or places like Mount Carmel. The Google has spoken. I am sorry. The Google has spoken.
The Google.
Thank you, Susan.
I don't know about that. I'm sticking with caramel.
Let's talk candles.
Do you have any caramel candles?
I do. We do.
Actually, we do.
We have a caramel apple.
We have a caramel apple candle.
Either Either way, we'll sell them as a duo. We'll sell a caramel apple with a caramel apple side by side. Yeah. You tell us which one you think is which. Which
smells better? It's the same candle.
4 this week. The first, since tomorrow is October, I wanted to design some candles for Hocus Pocus and the Sanderson sisters. So we have 3 of them. This one is called Spell on You. This is obviously for Winifred. I'll do yours next, Lauren. This is a woodsy. This is like woods and musk and trees and forest and a little bit of earth. So those of you who look like woodsy, earthy kinds of things, that's for you. Lauren, one of the things that Lauren loves is Miss Bianca. And so, Lauren, this is Miss Bianca. She smells like lilac and just a little bit of citrus because she's sparkly. She just sparkles wherever she goes. So I didn't want to necessarily do too much lilac. So I tried to be delicate with the lilac. So delicate lilac with some citrus sparkly notes. Number 2. Let's see. Let's do this one.
Do that one.
This is Sarah, and this one's called Amok, Amok, Amok. This one is a really rich candle. If you have smelled the Yankee Candle Vineyard candles, that's what this one smells like. It's like grapey and winey,
and I'm trying to think,
and
it's like
fruity, and there's like berries going on in here.
Like a really good strong like candy chew, like berry, like
yeah, it's got a little bit of like those remember those chews, the wine chews that we got from the British box? Like the wine chews we got from if you watched, they taste what this smells like. Right. So there
you've experienced none of that.
Experienced none of it. But
I have, and she has.
This smells like the Harvest Yankee candles. And last but not least, for those of you who like food scents, this is Mary, except this one is called Calming Circle. And if you want some baked goods in your life, this is kind of like almost there, kind of like Tavern Cinnamon without a whole lot of cinnamon, but it is cookies and warm apple pie, and it is a little bit of vanilla, a whole lot of brown sugar. I mean, it is just it is delicious. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Lauren. I am having so much fun. Like all of a sudden he came home and I'm like, Pete, I did 4 candles. So what? Why you look at what? Oh my goodness. Hi. So I end up coming home and all of a sudden Pete is like, get the heck out. You have made more candles. That's nuts. So I know we're working on it. I mean, the candles are really good. You never know. They're fantastic.
I think this of the 3, this is my favorite one.
Which one?
Which one is this?
Which one is that? One. That is Amok. So, all right, let's move on to some Dumbo Pins, shall we? All right, why don't you? We are looking for the chaser.
Yes. So we got Timothy Mouse last time.
Yes. And so why don't you open that up? See, Connie, you are a candle convert. Welcome to it. Okay. All right. Cammy, welcome. Oh, you're throwing things.
I am. Are we ready?
Yes. Go ahead. Drum roll. Susan, I think it's gone out. All of our boxes have gone out. DC, what are you holding? Are you holding a flying Dumbo? Oh, he's holding a big-eyed Dumbo. Wait till we move on to the Grayscale Princess pins, people. I will also say that DC, your box went out today, and what I ended up doing, we now have a gift box design, people, for the candles. DC, they look so good. They look tough, as Aiden said, and tough is a good thing. So yeah, tough. They look tough. All right, so is this the last one, or do we have 2 more?
No, we have 2 more.
We have 2 more. This does not seem like one that I need. Grace, hello, how are you? All right, I don't think that this is the little Dumbo one that we need. All right. Oh, this is okay. This is another Timothy mouse, which is like the second to last one that we needed. All right. Well, we're making what kind of feels
we're not making any progress. We need
right,
one and we didn't get it. That's not progress.
It feels like
we're working on a second set.
We are.
We're halfway to a second set.
We are. We now have 3 of set number 2.
Awesome. There we
so
go.
Once again, if you need any
we've got our dupes like lined up here.
Well, this is just delightful. How many more do we have?
I think there's 2.
You think there's 2? All right. Well, next week we'll round out our Dumbos. We'll see what we have. I am going to be. I know we have so many traders, Susan. We have so many traders. I am going to put, if you do want to go to get your candles now, I am going to put the link into the chat. Look, we're doing chat now. You know, you have to block a person and all of a sudden you end up logging into the chat. Boom! There should be the link coming up if you want to order your own candles. This week, I'm going to work on, I think, filling out our Marvel line. Yes. I said last week that we have 2 right now. We have a Thor candle and we have a Black Widow
the Thor
candle.
One, I very much like.
You do very much like. You do. I like the Thor one. The Black Widow is not necessarily what you would expect in a Black Widow candle, but anyway, I am going to round out that line. So that's what will be coming next week. Jesse, I love opening things because we talk about this a lot. Like the dangerous catch? No, I'm mixing up deadliest catch and most dangerous game. All of a sudden my English brain and my reality TV brain like clash together. And so I love just seeing what's inside. It's the same reason that we love subscription boxes. I love just like, you don't know what it is that you are getting. And so that's a little insight into us. That's right. The Davises have gotten a sneak peek of the Marvel one. So more will be coming. Well, I think that about does it. We are going to have a little snacky, and then we're going to head over to Castles, Capes, and Clones to hear what Lauren and Cousin Rich thought about Harmonious. I love to get different takes on this stuff. I love having the same experience and people taking different things from it. I think that is really neat. And I think in the end, it's a performance that Disney has designed. And just like any performance that, we do, they're trying to get us to feel something. And one way or another, they got us to feel something. Cammie, it's coming. I ordered the boxes for a monthly mystery box. We have so much coming.
We have a lot of cardboard in our house.
We have so much cardboard.
A lot of cardboard.
I don't know what it is that cardboard can be used for other than boxing up things, but whatever it is, it can be used for because we have gift boxes that are coming. And the next thing that is going to be coming is a monthly duo box where I'm going to invent a duo of candles. Like one of my thoughts was invent a make it blue, make it pink candle duo. And so you will get 2 4-ounce candles in that monthly box, invented by me, paired by me, and not available on our Etsy site. So that is coming. Stay tuned. How's that for a teaser? How is that for a teaser?
And I always love coming home because it's always like, this is what I got today. And it's like, here. And she
shove candles in his face.
Or she's like, here. And she'll take like a couple of bottles and like stick them underneath my nose. What is this?
That's how the magic happens, people.
What is this? What do you think this is?
In Pete's nose.
And I'm like, tell me the story. That way I know what it is. Tell me the story.
So we did not, Cammie, no. Cammie broke news here on Thursday Night Wigs. Yeah, we did not announce. I planned it this week. I designed the box. It's a little bit different than all of our stickers and everything right now. So yeah. When let's see, it won't be in DC's unboxing. He'll be able to break the gift box. When Brittany on Mouse and Mama does her unboxing, we also have new labels for like stamps for the labels.
Oh yeah.
So we're getting to be fancy. We're like
moving up in the world.
Big girl, big boy people making candles now. So it's awesome. I love it. So anyway, on that note, I think that we, as I said, we're going to get our snackies, and then we're all going to turtle nugget our way over to Lauren's stream. So we covered a lot.
We did.
We covered a lot. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Come back next week. We'll talk about Enchanted. So watch that after Lauren and Cousin Rich talk, and we'll see how it compares to Harmonious. My fingers are very, very tightly crossed. Tightly crossed.
We heard the one song, so I'm optimistic.
So we'll see. Well, on that note, thank you all so very much for hitting that like button. Thank you for all of your comments and the conversation. What we keep saying every week is I love talking, having a conversation with all of you wonderful people. Susan, thank you for settling the caramel debate. So thank you, Cammie, thank you, Jessie, thank you, Mary, thank you, Mary, thank you, DC, thank you, Lauren, who am I forgetting? Connie, thank you for stopping in. So thank you, everybody. Matt, Davises, have a wonderful evening. And with that,
we invite you to set your imaginations free.